great. It's really good, you know. It's great. Hi everybody and welcome to my very first full proper movie countdown. Except it's not movies. This isn't going well to start with. Today I'm going to do my favourite TV shows. So I nicked this idea off my cousin Luke from Razor Wire Reviews. Always a mouthful to say. Razor Wire Reviews. Razor Wire Reviews. Razor Wire Reviews. I'll pop the links below to Luke's page. If you're a big movie fan, follow him, subscribe. He's got really good videos on his page. He also does some videos for Watch MoJo. So yeah, he's really cool and check him out. So I nicked this idea off him. He did his favourite top 30 TV shows of all time. So I'm going to do my top 20 TV series that I can watch over and over again without ever getting bored of. Let's get to it! So, kicking it off straight down at number 20, Robot Chicken. If you haven't seen it, it's basically just stop motion toys doing stupid things. I'm not selling Robot Chicken very well. I just think it's clever, it's stupid, and it must take them ages to do. I don't know if you've ever seen the special features on Robot Chicken, but the amount of effort that goes into making a dick joke on Robot Chicken deserves a bit of a round of applause, I'm afraid. I don't know, it's just one of those ones I can just really watch over again, and it's so fast-paced as well, with it being sketches rather than proper half an hour long episode. It's lots of little sketches. I think that really keeps you interested, even though it ruined my childhood. They do this one about Never-Ending Story. They make it sexual. But I love it. It's really funny. Into number 19 is Family Guy. Again, same makers as Robot Chicken. It's incredibly funny, it's witty, and it's stupid. Lots of fart and dick jokes. I watch it, I love them all. I'm not saying they're terrible in any way. I'm just saying that the reason it's so low on my count is just, yeah. There's only so much like slapstick, cheeky humour you can have over and over again. I mainly love Brian and Stewie's episodes. I can watch them all day long. They're great. Number 18, Monty Python's Flying Circus. Monty Python was just basically a group of guys who got together and did sketches for a living, and they got really famous out of it, and then they went on to do films. Monty Python and the Holy Grail and Monty Python and The Life of Brian are still two of my favourite films, like, of all time. They're so good. And when you watch Monty Python's Flying Circus, you can see them like really develop into how they're known now. So funny. I mean, everybody has their favourite moment, you know, bits that stick with you. Still at work today, I do the spam egg and, what is it, spam egg and chips without the spam. It's just part of my childhood. So yeah, that's on my number 18. Moving on. Number 17, a more modern one for you now. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, an American TV show based in a police precinct that is basically just taking the piss out of like being a cop. They're detectives and they're hilarious. Andy Samberg is just great. It was on a whim. We put it on Netflix and absolutely instantly hooked. And still, after so many series, I'm still can't wait for the next episode. And that doesn't happen with me very often. The characters are so intense. Like, they're believable as well. You've got some really strong female characters in there, which is great. Rosa, who's like the badass who everybody wants to be, including moi. I'm not badass in any way, but God, I wish I was like Rosa. She's incredible. Even Amy, though. Amy's more like me, unfortunately. I'm the Monica. You know, she loves her work, she's a perfectionist, she's a suck-up, but even so, really relatable and really great female role models. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, one to watch. Number 16, The Mighty Boosh. Everybody's gotta love Noel Fielding. No, I know that the Mighty Boosh is not everybody's cup of tea. I came really late into Mighty Boosh fandom. I got roped into it by my friend. We were just at a party. She put it on. And I sat there. The first episode I watched was Milky Joe. I found myself giggling continuously, and I haven't stopped watching it since. I just think I'm really into random humour. I think that's why I like the sketch shows, and with the Mighty Boosh you can't get more random. Unless you go for Noel Fielding's luxury comedy, which I think did exceed the randomness a tad. It's almost poetic. I'm not making any sense. I just love it. You don't know what to expect with each episode. So every time you watch it, it's fresh. Even episodes I've seen 1,000 times, I still find myself giggling, and that's just one of the great things about the Mighty Boosh. It's great one. Number 15, An Idiot Abroad. Carl Pilkington's Idiot Abroad. I was one of those people who was like, travel program with Carl Pilkington? He's never going to agree. And then I started seeing posters for it everywhere, and I was like, oh my god, he really is. He's travelling the world. And my god, did we get hooked instantly. It was kind of refreshing to watch an average Joe go to like the pyramids and go, is that it? Like, there's a Mackie D's right there. Like, not to mention, he's absolutely friggin' hilarious. Yes, so Idiot Abroad, loved it, great one. Number 14, this is one that I think a lot of people won't know. It's called Green Wing. It's incredible. It is about doctors. It's actually filmed in a real life hospital, so filming it proves difficult. And when you watch Green Wing, they sort of cut between takes. They speed things up in the middle of a take with music behind it for like no reason, and you find out that the only reason it's stylized like that is because an emergency has just zoomed through the take, because it's a real life hospital and they've all just had to get out of the way while this happens and then come back to the take, because they can't spend hours going cut, we'll do that take again, because chances are that'll happen again, because it's a proper working hospital. But it just creates this incredible, hilarious show, and I really love it. It's almost like a soap made by crazy people. If you like any kind of random hysterical mumbo jumbo that actually has a proper narrative and storyline, go for it. Green Wing, great one to watch. Number 13 is a show that has unfortunately been cancelled. It is called Legit. It's a TV show done by the absolutely incredible Jim Jeffries. He is probably my favourite comedian out there at the moment. It has an awful lot of truth behind it. Jim Jeffries' stand-up is all about the actual stories that happened to him. It starts off with the true story about how he takes his paralysed friend to a brothel, really. True story. And Jim Jeffries is just great to watch. The shenanigans that they get into, every single person that I know that's watched Legit, and every fan of Jim Jeffries says that it should not have been cancelled and they should most definitely bring it back. I would definitely urge you to watch the series anyway, and then watch his stand-up. His stand-up's just as good. It's just brilliant. Jim Jeffries is definitely a one to watch. Number 12 is called Nighty Night. It is so funny. I keep saying that. It's so funny. I really like it. Oh my god, it's so good. And yeah, it's filthy. So many cancer jokes, so many sexual grossities. It's just filthy, and it's so funny. So funny. I just urge everyone to go and watch Nighty Night and then come and tell me off for it. Like, how can you find that revolting stuff funny? Go and get an episode of Nighty Night and play it to your nan. Number 11 is Man Down, done by Greg Davis. Now, I've met Greg Davis, so I know the man. He writes these incredible series called Man Down, and it's absolutely heartbreaking in parts. You've got the absolute incredible Rick Mayall playing Greg Davis's dad. Wow! And right at the end of series 2, I think, obviously Rick Mayall dies, and he was halfway through making series 3. And not only does that happen, but Greg Davis, who writes and stars in Man Down, his dad dies too, and so the Christmas special after series 2 is dedicated to the both of them, and it was absolutely beautiful, absolutely friggin' hilarious, and a lovely way to send off Rick Mayall, but yeah, heartbreaking too, because it was a bit tough to watch, but sort of thing that you watch and you go, yeah, Rick would love that. So yeah, definitely watch Man Down. It's just about a man who's always down on his luck. Number 10. Bit annoyed that this one landed only halfway on my list. Spaced. Oh, Spaced. Again, I came really late into Spaced. My partner again, Bambaro, who's got great taste in TV shows, showed me Spaced. We downloaded them all and we sat and watched them back to back. So great. It's very artsy. It's very media student-esque. Very 90s. Simon Pegg is just brilliant, and it's just about a couple of people who share an apartment and shenanigans unfold. It's great. It's definitely worth a watch. At number 9, The Young Ones. Talking about Rick Mayall there. The Young Ones I watched far too young. I was so young when I watched The Young Ones. My dad, shame on you. He let me watch it when I was 9, something like that, and it was a case of I didn't understand half of the jokes, but my god did I laugh along with the rest of them. And I can't get the jokes out of my head. My brother and I still quote The Young Ones to each other constantly. It's funny now rewatching it and going, oh my god, that was really rude. I laughed at that. My parents must have known that I had no idea what the hell I was laughing at. Number 8, Flight of the Conchords. Yeah. So by two incredible men who, I believe they started off as a band first. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I think it was a band first. The band is brilliant. They are hilarious. Then they put the music into the series. So they're like doing this thing. It's about 2 guys that come from New Zealand who move to America and want to make it big in the music industry, and they have a really terrible music producer, and I just can't stop watching it. The music is so catchy, the people are so lovely guys. Number 7, another one that got cancelled. Why do I love all of the ones that get cancelled? It's so annoying. Pushing Daisies. Again, you probably haven't heard of this one. Pushing Daisies is a really surreal thing to watch. It's gonna sound complicated. Basically, it's about a boy who realizes that he can bring people back from the dead. Now, it's not like a Walking Dead kind of scenario. It's really light-hearted, almost Tim Burton-esque. Very bright, colourful. I think it starts with a bird dies and he touches it because he's curious. He's a little boy, and it comes back to life. And this bird is alive for longer than a minute, and a squirrel falls down dead from a tree. So he starts to learn that the rules are, if he touches a dead thing, it comes to life. If he touches it again, it dies. But if he's touched it and it lives for longer than a minute, something else in the near vicinity dies. And it ends up that I think his mum dies in the kitchen of an aneurysm. Again, it sounds really dark. really funny to watch. Don't know how they do it. Being a little boy, he touches his dead mum and she comes back to life and she starts cooking again. And then the little girl next door's dad drops down dead. But then his mum kisses him on the forehead goodnight and she dies because they've touched again. And yeah, basically he hooks up with this guy called Emerson who ends up... They decide to solve crime together. It's not really that kind of generic detective-y thing, but yeah, they go into the morgue and touch dead people with a timer, like making sure it doesn't surpass a minute. And they say, who killed you? And then they find out and touch them again and they die. And then they go and solve the murder and collect the reward, basically. But obviously it's not as simple as that, and there's all sorts of things. And it's beautiful, colourful and incredible. So great to watch. And I'm so gutted that it got cancelled. I just don't think enough people knew about it. Which sucks, because I loved it. It's not fair. Right, really got to try and speed through these now. Let's get to it. Number 6, Blackadder. Again, watched it when I was really young. Controversially, I don't think the last series is the best. I do think it's the best ending. My favourite one was the Victorian one. I just love all of the characters just create this perfect series. Especially the first episode of that series was Bob. Now, Bob has stuck with me. Bob. My granddad's name is Robert, so we all call him Kate, short for Bob. Bob. Queenie, Baldrick, just everybody. All of the extras, not the extras, the cameos, Rick Mail, Lord Flashheart. You know, so many lines that I could just quote the whole, you have a woman's buttocks, my lord. See the little goblin, see his little feet, Bob. And his little nosy woes, isn't the goblin sweet? Yes! I love it. I could quote it and watch it and relive it every day of my life and still never get bored of it. Number 5 is the best TV series that's out at the moment. Genuinely believe that. Last Man on Earth, it's called. It is friggin' hilarious. It is brilliant. It's the story of a man who's essentially gone through a zombie apocalypse. Thankfully, it's not about that. You don't see any dead people. It's not about zombies or anything. Basically, there's a virus, wipes everybody out. That's before the series starts. So it starts with a man who thinks he's the last man on Earth and the stupid stuff he gets up to. So it starts off that he finds the most incredible house that he can where he lives. It's beautiful. Of course, there's no sort of, you can't have running water or flushes or anything, so he gets a pool and a diving board and he cuts a circle in it, and that's his toilet. He has a toilet pool. He plays great games. Like, he goes out to a massive parking lot and he starts off by having 10-pin bowling in a parking lot, and then he decides, oh, why do I need bowling pins? I can use all sorts of things. So he ends up stacking loads of like glass fish tanks and rolling the ball and flamethrowers and all sorts. Like, stuff he does is great. And then it ends up that he's not the last person alive. There's a woman, and as the series go on, a few more people join, and each episode is more hilarious than the next, and it is just genuinely the funniest thing I think is on TV right now. Number 4. I still hate that this is so low in my countdown, but number 4 is Friends. You can just watch it over and over again. It's the characters just stick with you, the jokes stick with you, the amount of times you go, oh, it's like that bit on Friends where, or I'm walking around work and just got the song Smelly Cat stuck in my head for no reason. Or again, at work, I just go around smacking people's ass going, bing! Like, there are so many things that you can so easily quote, and I don't want to last too long on Friends because everybody knows it. Most people love it. Yeah, so Friends, number 4 on my countdown. Up to the top 3! Can I just mention, the top 3 things in my countdown are not the best TV shows in the world. It's about my personal preference. So please bear that in mind. Number 3 is a little something called Cougar Town. Quite unknown, I would say. Basically, Courtney Cox from Friends, a few years down the line, comes out with Cougar Town, the story of a woman who hits 40, I believe it is, and decides that she hasn't done anything with her life because she had a kid when she was 20 and she spent the rest 20 years of her life raising her kid. Now she's hitting 40 and realised that she didn't do anything in her 20s, and she decides to have her 20s in her 40s. That is how the show starts. That's why it's called Cougar Town, because she becomes a cougar and starts dating younger guys. However, by the end of the first series, it's not like that. She settles down with someone her own age, and it is just funny series that I can watch over and over again. It's like if Friends met Scrubs. But Cougar Town has the funny side and just the right amount of the serious, sad side, and it creates this incredible show. And you'll have to watch it. Go watch Cougar Town. Number 2. Again, this is another one I don't think a lot of people will know. I'm really into my fantasy, fairy tale-y stuff, but I really like the original grim, dark versions of fairy tales, how they are, their origins are, and this really highlighted that for me. It's called The 10th Kingdom. I think it was an American show that came out years ago. I think I was about 10 when it came out, and we got it on DVD the moment it came out, and oh my god, do I love it. It's about a girl who and her dad, who essentially gets sucked into a fairy tale kingdom. And it's their travels to try and find the magic mirror to send them home. It sounds really camp and kid-like, but it's not. It's really funny, clever, magical, like dark magical. Some really dark things happen in that. But yeah, you get really hooked. Bam had never heard about it, and I was like, right, that's it. Borrowed it off my mum because it's my mum's and I nick it. And we watched it in about 2 or 3 days, and even he loved it. He doesn't like fairy tale stuff, but it was just the right amount of dark and funny to work. And it really is incredible. So yeah, definitely watch 10th Kingdom. It's one on your list, guys. Now up to my number 1 space. Yeah, it's Gavin and Stacey. Everyone's going to get really annoyed that I put Gavin and Stacey as number 1. I'm really sorry, alright? But I have my reasons. 1, it is incredible and funny. 2, all the actors are ridiculously perfect for the characters. And 3, that's where I'm from. I'm from a little town called Penarth, just outside of Barry Island. And everywhere they film a lot of it in Penarth and obviously in Barry. And like, they film in a church that I used to walk past every day to go into town when we were there. And Barry Island, obviously, I spent so many summers and Easters down there. So for a big film nerd, it's like, oh, I've been there. Not to mention every joke that they tell. So many times I sit there and go, oh, we do that. Like, it's really homely. It's a great, I can sit and watch it and just feel at home. So that's why it's in my number 1. I know a lot of people won't agree for it to be there, but it's not your list, guys. It's mine. It's something that I watch over and over again simply because I connect with it on that deeper level, and I still find it friggin' hilarious every time I watch it. Every single Christmas, that Christmas special comes out and instantly makes me feel all Christmassy inside. So yeah, that's my top 20. This video is going to be ridiculously long. I hope you stuck through it to the end for me. Big shout out to my cousin Luke for giving me the idea. Again, link below, check out Razor Wire Reviews. And I hope to do a couple more of these because there are a few series that I'd love to do that didn't make it into this category just because it's not the sort of thing I watch over and over again. And yeah, maybe do a films countdown as well. We'll see if you guys like it. Let me know. Click like, comment, subscribe, do the whole shebang. And let me know if you want to see some more because I would love to do them. So I've been MoJo Jo. That's been my top 20 films, TV shows I can watch over and over again. Countdown. See you again soon, guys.